G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to DCS World with Mags, and welcome aboard the MiG-29s. Now the MiG-29 is an aircraft in DCS that you don't often see played. For the longest time it had a fairly low quality cockpit model, and it recently got overhauled in 1.51. And it looks really attractive now, and I've really been enjoying flying this plane out. The MiG-29, of course, is an incredibly fast aircraft. It's incredibly light, it's incredibly manoeuvrable. I mean, just look at the speed I'm already doing on takeoff, and watch this climb out and away from the runway. This thing hauls ass. Of course, all those upsides do have their downsides. The MiG-29 doesn't have the longest legs in the world. At combat performance levels, this thing chews through its fuel load incredibly quickly. It's almost unflyable at any sort of long distance without carrying at least one external fuel tank. So, what am I doing in the MiG-29 today? Well, today is not going to be some triumphant battle. Today is a training mission that I put together for myself that went very, very wrong. One of the weapon systems on the MiG-29 is the R-73 short-range infrared air-to-air missile. Now this missile has a maximum engagement range of around 30 kilometers, although you wouldn't want to use it outside of 20, a minimum engagement range of 300 meters. It obviously being an infrared missile, uses thermal signature to track its targets. But what's most notable about this particular missile is it has an extremely large off-bore sight capability, so much so that it can use the helmet of the pilot within the MiG-29 to actually track and lock targets. And that's what you're seeing there. The green circle in the center of my screen at the moment is actually the locking reticle for the R-73 missile. And this is a missile I hadn't actually taken the time to practice with too much, so I've set up a little training mission here just for me to screw around with and get a good feel for how these missiles work. Now my setup has been a scramble mission. There's 4 F-16s approaching. They've got full mixed air-to-air loads, so everything from long-range, beyond visual range missiles to short-range missiles. Infrared and radar guided. In fact, I'm being engaged right now. Dip the nose low, deploying countermeasures. Now I am using the markers on this particular flight. As I said, this is a training mission that I set up for myself. At the moment, what I'm looking back on is the actual missiles coming in for me. If you look, some of those blue dots back there aren't planes. I'm currently being tracked by at least 2 AIM 120Bs. Deploy chaff and flare, and then roll the plane out rapidly to try and flatten my angle to the AMRAAMs themselves, so hopefully they will lose track of me and track the chaff. And there we go, we've lost the tracking, so I've managed to defeat the missiles. Now I actually forgot to issue an order to the rest of my flight for them to engage bandits at will, so they're only just starting to engage targets now. So just quickly issuing that order now to make sure that all of my wingmen are in, because at the moment they're only engaging after they're being engaged themselves. Unfortunately, doing this was probably what caused my little problem. As I said, this training mission didn't quite go to plan. Now I did just get a lock on the F-16C in front of me. I let that lock break. I want to find out whether or not I can pick up the lock again. So get the second lock. This time I release. The missile does track, but the F-16 turns over and breaks the missile tracking, so invert myself, dive, and relock. Now I've got the lock again, and I could release downwards and it would probably be a clean kill, but again I wanted to break the lock and re-engage the lock. This is testing to see exactly how the helmet works, because I've never used this on any of the aircraft that it's available before. Yeah, I should have released. Bring the nose up, go for the lock again. Missile streaks in from the left-hand side from one of my wingmen, takes out the F-16. I couldn't maneuver fast enough to avoid the wreck. Take off my right wing. Try and stabilise the aircraft out, but it goes into an unrecoverable spin, and there's only one thing I can do at this point. Yeah, I think I need more training on this one. Anyways, ladies and gents, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm not going to go with fly smart or fly safe this time, because I managed to fail both of those myself, but I'll catch you in the skies.